Welcome back to Module 2. Hope you really enjoyed Module 1 of disengaging the autopilot. And so in this module, we're going to actually start breaking down the hidden GPS system that you have not been aware of. This is the exact problem with why getting weight off has been an issue. And also with this hidden GPS system that you haven't been aware of, this is the mistake that every diet program has been giving you because they have not addressed the one issue that you have control over to lose the weight. And so let's go ahead and dig into it. And so before we start into the actual training for the day, let's go ahead and disengage off autopilot and switch into neutral. So let's do our supercharged breaths. And remember, supercharged breaths, we breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, and then we're going to release the air out of our mouth for 6 seconds, and we're doing that for 3 times. So go ahead, stand up tall, make sure you have some space, just wiggle out a little bit, just loosen up, and let's go ahead and start the supercharged breath. So let's breathe in for 3, hold for 3, and release for 6 seconds, and we're going to do that for 3 times. So let's go ahead and start. One more. And last time. That feels great. It's always good to go in neutral. No matter where you're at, even if you're at work, if you're having a stressful time, if the kids are bothering you, if the spouse is bothering you, if it's just a stressful day, you just woke up and it was like, you know what, man, I'm not feeling the world today. Get supercharged, do the supercharged breath. It's going to switch you into neutral and it helps balance you out and get control of your day. So it's a really great thing to do. And so let's go ahead and get into today. We're going to talk about this GPS system. And so this GPS system, I like to call it your food home. And the reason why I call it the food home is because this is predetermined destinations that we go to on a subconscious level, meaning we don't even have to think about this. So I'm going to just test you real quick. And what I want you to do, I'm going to say a word, I'm going to say something, and I want you to think of the first food that you would eat after I say that word, and just jot it down on a piece of paper. 4th of July. Your birthday. Mother's Day. Christmas. Thanksgiving. Now, if you were like me, you had food that you could automatically think of once I said those words. 4th of July barbecue. For me, my birthday, I like to have a chocolate cake. For Mother's Day, I usually take my mother out to, when I was in the United States, I would take my mother out to a nice steakhouse restaurant or something. For Christmas, it'll be cornbread, some greens, dressing, have like a turkey or something, smoked turkey. Thanksgiving, it will be the all out. We would have mac and cheese, cabbage, broccoli, smothered, what's some things called? Cornish hens, all of those type of things with gravy. Breakfast, biscuit and gravy. It's like, there's a lot of foods that if I just say words, we could be going at this for over an hour and you would just be throwing, once I say the word, food would just come to your mind. And that's what I mean by your food home. You have a predetermined GPS system inside of you, and it comes out at different times. So we're going to start actually peeling back what is these predetermined GPS systems, because you didn't program them. They were put in for you as a safety mechanism, so you just knew where to go to eat. But one of the things about safety mechanism, it doesn't mean it's meant for everybody. So it haven't been suiting you now. So I'm going to show you how to start actually tweaking it, because you have the safety harness in place. Now we just need to put better equipment on there so you're actually better. Just think about it like the seat belts on your car. And let's say if you're in a car, you buy a car from the 1950s. I love old cars, by the way. I still have a 1989 Ford Mustang in Panama. If I could ship it here to Colombia, I would. But let's say you have you buy a car from the 1950s. Are you going to use the seat belts that came with that car? Or are you going to buy and upgrade some better safety seat belts that have been improved to the year 2021? Like, this is what I'm talking about right here. Like, you want to start thinking about these swaps as safety mechanisms. You have your food home gave you the safety measures. Now we're going to make them better. So why do we need to keep living off of the safety measures from something that was 2, 3, 4 generations ago? Some of these things have been food passed down from our great, 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 great grandparents that we never even met. So we want to start keeping those foods in there to pay homage to them. But we want to start making them better, tuning them up so that we're getting the benefit out of it now. We're in the world that we live in. So I hope that made sense to you as far as the food home. So let's go ahead and break it down. One of your first destinations in your food home, I like to call is these are your go-to destinations. These go-to destinations is where you can just go to those while you're driving to work, you're driving home, you can stop by. Most of the time, these go-to destinations are food that we can get really, really fast. So it's like a drive-through window or your favorite fast food restaurant that just happen to be on the same corner as you turning into work. You know, these are our go-to food destinations. So you really want to find out what are your go-tos. And what we're going to do with this also, if you got yours in the mail yet, go ahead and pull out your Supercharger Tracker Journal. You're going to want to use this because this is going to play a big part in this part of your understanding your food home. So as you're writing down these things, make sure you just have that handy also. I'm going to go through that. And so these are your go-to places. Like, you really need to have an understanding of what are the go-to places that you go to eat. Because a lot of times, and I was guilty of this also, there were so many times I was coming home from work. I was so stressed out from a hard day's work at the post office. I would just pull in Jack in the Box and just order something. And because you can order anything off the menu at any time of the day, I would either probably get like a sausage, what is that thing called? It was a sausage croissant thingy or something like that. It was a little breakfast sandwich that had a fried egg and cheese. And then I would get like a large order of curly fries and a extra large Diet Dr. Pepper because I was being healthy. But, and you know, I can laugh at those things now, but when I was in the middle of it and when I reached that 550 plus pounds, it was not funny. It was very miserable. But this is the beauty about you start doing the tune up and you start fixing these things. When you come on the other side of it and you're healthier, you'll be able to laugh at it like I am now. But those was one of the things that I was doing. Like, I was eating all these things in these go-to destinations just because I didn't know about it. Now, the next thing we have emotional destinations. So if you may have noticed, even with the go-to destinations, and sometimes these food home destinations, they can be really close. Like, it's a real thin line between them. Like I said, like sometimes I was stressed out from work at the post office. That you have an emotional eating home also. Like, you need to know what foods you go to when you're in different emotional states. Because one of the things that we actually do, which is so detrimental to our health and to our actually trying to lose weight, is the same foods that we run to when we're sad and depressed. Most of the time are the same foods that we run to celebrate good things in our life. So we're using the same foods to comfort us when we're comfort us when we're depressed, and then we're using these same foods to make us to reward ourselves. So what are we actually doing? We're just giving ourselves bad food on top of bad food on top of bad food. And so this is why you want to be very aware of what are the destinations. And so the last destination is this is your home destination. Your home destination is the destination that you, I'm sorry, not your home destination. It's your frequently visited destination. Your go-to is your home destination, your frequently visited destination. And so with your frequently visited destination, these are ones that we go to at very specific times of the year. So this is where we're talking about holidays, family functions, celebrations. So this is why I asked you about 4th of July, your birthday, Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter Sunday, if you have a big family that get together on Easter Sunday, Thanksgiving, which is one of the biggest meals that most Americans eat, and it's one of the worst meals that most Americans eat. Just to give you an example, the average person, their normal diet caloric intake is supposed to be about 2,500 to 3,000 calories, depending on how they're eating. On Thanksgiving, the average person goes up anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 calories just in one day, just for that one meal. And if you were like me, Thanksgiving meal usually stretched out for about a good week or two until you starting to see like, I don't know if this is still good. And you want to be careful of that. Like, this is why finding out this food home is very crucial. And let me know if this is an aha moment for you. Like, if now you see like, wait, none of these diets told me about these things. Like, hold up. Like, when I found this out, I was like really shocked. Like, why isn't no one teaching this? Because if you start getting this under control, you're going to start understanding exactly why you haven't been able to lose weight. And so now that we've went through that, we went through the different food home destinations, you have an understanding of your food home. And what I want you to do is go ahead and pull out your supercharged tracker. Let's go ahead and open this up. So this is part of your toolkit. Like, I want you to know, I didn't put this toolkit together just to say, oh, I gave you this toolkit, this nice little journal. This is to help you. This is so you can ensure that you get your results. So you want to fill this out. You want to go through this. And I want to just walk you through this real quick so we can do this together. So here's the first page, supercharger. You are a supercharger because you're here. So fill this out. Like, if you forget this somewhere, you make sure someone can get in touch with you so you can get this back. This right here is the dashboard to your car. So think about it. If you're driving your car and you're gonna have a dashboard on there, you can't see your odometer. You don't know if something's going wrong. You don't know what your levels are. This is why this is important. This is your dashboard right here. And so let's go ahead and open up the dashboard. And so then, as you see in here, it has notes for 7-day jumpstart. And if you're not familiar with the 7-day jumpstart is, it is a real quick, what it is like a 7 days. I do a little 7-day thing in the free Facebook group that you're able to get into also, where I go through and I walk people for 7 days, and it's just to help them identify their food home. So this is where you're going to get continued coaching and training on your food home outside of just the course itself. So you'll be able to keep this going every month. Each day you'll have each month you'll have training in there of how to do your how to keep your food home, how to keep discovering it, how to keep swapping things out, and how to keep doing it appropriately. So that's what this is for. And then after you have that, and let's see. Oh, and I also forgot this. Here, just a little intro. It just speaks about me, shows you a picture of me. This was when I was back on a cruise, me and my wife, the first cruise we went on. And funny story about that is, my whole life I wanted to go to the Mayan ruins. All I wanted to do was just be able to go to the Mayan ruins. I'm a big history buff. I love history, especially Native American history and different tribes. And the cruise we went on, we was looking at the excursion, and it's like, they had the Mayan ruin tour. And it was like really affordable. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely going. There's no way I'm letting this pass me by. And when we went to look at it to book it, it said extremely hard. So if you have problems with mobility, you may not want to do this. If you need assistant devices with walking, you don't want to do this. If you're too overweight, you do not want to do this. I had the opportunity to do one of the things that I've always dreamed of doing, and I was too fat to do it. Like, really think about that. How many times have you been so close to do something that you dreamed of doing, but you let your weight get in the way? This is why I put together this supercharge. This is why I'm doing this for you. This is why I put this dashboard for you. This is why you have the toolkits, because this is also why you have the Facebook book with the 7-day jumpstart, because I want you to never have to live that feeling that I lived of knowing I was too fat to do something that I dreamed about doing. And I can't blame no one but myself for that, because I ate myself to that size. So I really hope you take this serious and make sure you go through the book, because this dashboard can really help you. And also here, if you see the little QR code here, if you have on your phone, all you just need to do is scan it. It will take you directly into the free Facebook group. So you can just scan it here. So if you haven't found the group yet, just scan it here and you can go straight into it. And so then you have a few pages for notes, for as you keep going through the 7-day jumpstart in the group. But then this is where we're getting into identifying my food home. So I want you to fill this out. This is your action step for today, is to go through this. And I want you to fill this out right here, identifying my food home. What do you eat for breakfast? What do you eat for lunch? What do you eat for dinner? What do you eat for snacks? If you run out of space, use the notes here in the 7-day jumpstart where it say that. Use the notes there. But you want to fill all of that out. And then after you fill that out, switch the page just swap the page, and My Food Home Swaps. So now, this is the beauty. How do I swap out my food home, Jason? So what I want you to do, because we're gonna make this the simplest way for you, all we're doing, remember, we're just swapping out animal ingredients for plant-based ingredients. So let's say, for instance, for breakfast, you eat the typical American breakfast of scrambled eggs, oatmeal, and pancakes. So this is what you can do. You could type in vegan breakfast ideas, vegan breakfast recipes, and you can get all these different things that'll come up, or just recreate the meal you like in a plant-based form. So since I like the simplest form, let's just recreate the meal that you like in a plant-based, and let's do it together right here. So you can swap out the actual scrambled eggs. You can do one of a few things. You can buy egg replacement, a vegan egg replacement, which they sell in stores. One of them is like, it's called Just Egg, and it comes in a little jar. It's made with mung beans. It looks just like egg. They don't have it here in South America. I haven't tried it yet, but some people in the Facebook group tried it and they loved it, so they couldn't even tell a difference between that and regular eggs. So that's one thing you can do for your eggs. So now with your pancakes. Now if you use a pancake pre-mix, a pre-pancake mix like Aunt Jemima and stuff like that, that is fine. Even if you use Bisquick, that is fine also. You just want to read the label and make sure it doesn't contain any milk or eggs in it. I don't know exactly what's going to be in your area, so you have to read the label. Or you can go on Amazon and just type in vegan pancake mix and look and see what mixes they have. You can buy it off Amazon, or you can see, okay, I've seen this mix in my store, then go to your store and buy it also, whichever is easier for you. And then for your oatmeal, just make your oatmeal without using milk. So all you're doing is taking the cow's milk. If you like it creamy like that, try coconut milk, almond milk, or you can just make it with water, which is my preference. So that's a simple way of how to swap out your breakfast. So what I want you to do is go through the rest of your meals and do the same thing, and I want you to do it through Google. So just if you put in there, so like if one of your meals for lunch, say lasagna, Google vegan lasagna and look and see what are the recipes, what are the ingredients that it calls for. Look and find the one that's the closest to what you actually eat. You don't want to have to move out too many ingredients. Remember, just swap out animal product for plant product. Keep everything else the same. Don't go and use some fancy pasta. Don't go and use some fancy sauce that they're going to tell you, oh, this is the best vegan sauce ever. Trust me, I make my own sauces and it tastes a hell of a lot better than what people be claiming is the best and you spending a lot of money for. So remember, this is about showing you how to be healthy without breaking the bank. So don't go out and buy all of this crap that they're telling you to buy. I'm telling you right now, use the stuff that you already know. Just swap it out for the things, for animal products, for plant products. And so hope that was helpful for you. I hope you got some value from this. And also make sure, keep your dashboard on hand. Do not lose your dashboard. This is very important. And another thing about the dashboard, and this is why I call this the dashboard. So people are always asking me, Jason, how long does it take? How long is it going to take me to get healthy? How long is it going to take me to start losing weight? And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. For me, I know exactly what I'm doing for my body and how to do it. But I don't know what you're doing. You have to take the action. So the reason why this is the dashboard, because here's your odometer right here. There's 90 days of daily planning. Like in that 90 days, I guarantee you, if you get to 90 miles, which means you finish all 90, you go through this book without breaking away from the plan. You do supercharge for 90 miles, get 90 ticks on your odometer. Each day is an odometer for you. And so to get your full odometer, as you see, it got that in there. It has a schedule. If you're someone like my wife who needs to be very, very detailed, organized, we have a schedule in there that you can break out. Also, make sure you put in there, like you see in here, it asks, how are you feeling? Like this is going to start so you can start seeing what foods make you feel better, what foods make you feel worse, so you can start eliminating these things. This is so important. So if you want to maximize the results, if you want to say, Jason, I want to win, I'm a winner, then you want to be filling out your dashboard and get to 90 miles and get to your 90 miles, meaning get to 90 days. and get your ticks up. And so I'll see you for the next module. And make sure, remember your action step, go through, fill out the first pages with your name on it. And also make sure you go through here and you start filling out your food home, discovering your food home, and then go to the next page and go on Google and put vegan, whatever the food is that you eat. So you can start seeing the vegan versions of it. And the whole point is that so you can start seeing the plant-based versions. Because remember, we're swapping out animal protein, animal products for plant-based products. And so hope that was helpful for you, and I will see you in the next video.